On to America, where Joe Biden this week continued his reputation for promoting both eloquence and racial harmony in this touching tribute to the great African-American baseball player, Satchel Paige.
You know, I've adopted the attitude of the great Negro at the time pitcher in the Negro Leagues, went on to become a great pitcher in the pros, into the Major League Baseball after Jackie Robinson. His name was Satchel Paige.
You could just imagine the fury if Donald Trump had said something like that, but that's not even the worst of it. Racial gaffes are bad enough, but can you imagine the outrage if Donald Trump also enlisted the support of the FBI to raid the homes of unfriendly journalists, and then the FBI leaked contents of what they found to more friendly members of the press? Well, I hope everyone is just as outraged, because that's exactly what is happening in Joe Biden's America. Last week, the FBI raided the home of Project Veritas journalist and founder James O'Keefe, whose undercover stings have embarrassed woke organizations from Antifa to Acorn to CNN, as part of an investigation into an allegedly stolen journal said to have been written by Joe Biden's daughter Ashley while she was staying at a drug and alcohol rehab facility in 2020. The diary, which O'Keefe actually refused to publish because he couldn't verify its authenticity, contains some pretty disturbing stuff, including memories of taking showers as a girl with Joe that were, quote, probably inappropriate. Let's hear from James O'Keefe in his own words what the experience of being raided by the FBI was like.
But I woke up to a pre-dawn raid, banging on my door. I went to the door to answer the door, and there were 10 FBI agents with a battering ram, white blinding lights. They turned me around, handcuffed me, and threw me against the hallway. I was partially clothed in front of my neighbors. They confiscated my phone. They raided my apartment. On my phone were many of my reporters' notes, a lot of my sources unrelated to this story, and a lot of confidential donor information to our news organization, Sean. So I've heard the phrase, the process is the punishment. I didn't really understand what that meant until this weekend. And Sean, I wouldn't wish this on any journalist.
And it wasn't only O'Keefe. Several of his other journalists also got the knock on the door. You can only imagine how terrifying that would have been, or what the reaction would be if it was a journalist from, say, the Washington Post being thrown up against the wall by the FBI under the presidency of a certain Donald J. Trump. Now, thankfully, a judge has ordered the FBI to stop searching O'Keefe's phone, but the damage has already been done. The New York Times has already published an expose of, quote, internal documents. It says it obtained about the way O'Keefe's Project Veritas works and consults with lawyers to stay on the right side of the law. Within an hour of the raid, O'Keefe was even getting called for comment from the Times. And, well, you just have to wonder how the Times even knew that the raid had happened. Come on, you don't need to be Elliot Ness to see what's going on here. The FBI, acting as the Biden family's goon squad, raided the home of an unfriendly journalist and leaked what it found to friendly media to try and destroy his reputation. Oh, and also to scare off any other journalists who might be thinking about going down the same road. Again, let's be clear here. Possession of a stolen diary is hardly a federal crime, even if it was purportedly written by the president's daughter. We already saw how compromised FBI agents conspired to tilt evidence against Trump in the Russia probe, and now we are seeing the once storied agency dragged into the mud of Biden family dysfunction. Perhaps it's time to disband the agency and to come up with a nonpartisan body that is actually about enforcing the law and not playing politics.